Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Something Super Spiritual. Look who we have in the house.
I am so happy to be here. I'm usually one of the family in the background watching you guys, so it's such a treat to be on screen with you today.
I love it that you're here.
Speaking of on screen, the comments are going on the screen.
Which is wonderful because when we stream to all our channels, some folks don't get to see the rest of the comments. So
now they're able to see all the comments.
I love it.
I had noticed it said show comments on stage. So we'll have to share this with all of our friends that have channels, because this is the problem that had been now it's remedied. So they're testing this out, and hallelujah. So everybody gets to see all the comments from all the channels. This is amazing.
I love it.
I like it, and it's not too overwhelming, so that's nice too.
Yeah, it's subtle, and then it kind of fades at the top. So I like it.
Yes. Hi, Maria.
Thanks for joining us, Debbie.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing out there? Let us know in the comments. We were talking earlier how we have noticed a higher level of frustration lately. And amongst the readings that were the little readings, the questions that we're getting in the chat recently, there are so many people that are afraid they're going to have to move. There are so many people afraid, they're having to put their parents into homes and assisted living, and they're having stress about that. Yeah, a lot of people moving careers, jobs. I mean, it's just extra happening, it seems like right now.
A lot of extra. And even, it doesn't even have to be that level of angst. How Spirit was showing me was, how when you stub your toe and then 2 seconds later you stub it again and you're like, what the? How's that happening to, you know what I mean? It's this, why? It's that type of feeling. And it's frustrating. I just truly, it's distracting. It pulls you out of your game. If you take it to the stubbing of the toe scenario that they showed me, it literally pulls you out of the game. You know what that feels like when, I think that's a good metaphor for it. When you stub your toe and then you do it again.
Yeah.
The first time you're like, whoa, okay. The second time is like, what is, it pulls you out of the now. It pulls you out of being centered, aligned. You go right into the FUs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's purpose in that, because Miss Charlotte said I stubbed both feet last week.
Oh, there you go.
See?
Literally. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it offers you that moment. And even though it's like painful and frustrating, to intentionally align, come back into alignment and go, okay. it's a tough time to ask, I understand that life is happening through me and for me. Why? And not to me, because it really feels like it's happening to you.
Oh,
When you're tough.
It really does.
But what's
sorry.
happening right now? I mean, what does that mean as a whole? I wonder if we can kind of investigate that, the spirit, because it seems like an all-time high for all of us.
And I love that, Debbie, in the current of the emotion and what we're experiencing in this very moment, and honoring that. I like that we don't have to try and dismiss it, talk somebody out of it, make ourselves wrong in it or feel guilt or whatever it might be, just to actually be in the recognition of how we feel. And so this question just came to me, and I'm curious, and what people in the chat, our family thinks about this is that, does the soul have emotion?
Oh.
And so I'm curious what people think about that. I have my own thoughts about it, but I'm curious to hear what other people think. And perhaps you guys, what do you guys think about that? What are your thoughts?
Well, that's a beautiful question. And my answer, and when I just asked my soul, higher self, there is emotion, but in those moments when I'm dealing with my ego and the things that bubble to the top when I stub my toe or whatever, they're showing me like holding that space, that space. There is emotion, but it's not the same. It's more of, okay, and holding that space. It's a different emotion. It's like if I cry, there's gonna, they're gonna feel, because the empathy of that, but it's a little bit different in what is that? What am I? It's like they're just kind of there holding that space with you. That's my sense. What do you feel, Jeffrey?
I feel like that the soul is connected to source. And that source we know is love, light.
Yeah,
and in that love and light sits joy. And joy is an emotion for us here as well. But with the ego, we run the gamut from cranky, mad, anger, upset, jealous, rage, to joy, to happy, to all over the board, right? But those lower vibrating emotions aren't recognized from the soul level, because the soul level is vibrating at like the highest frequency with source, right? And I know too through readings that there is a sense of humor. That's emotion.
Jeffrey, it's interesting that you said the love and the joy. And so I was listening to a podcast, and it was a doctor who was recognizing that the vibration in joy and love are very, very high. We actually have said that they're the highest. And what they did is they started to do experiments. And so they were testing people, and in the telling of where there was love and joy, they also recognized that there were these little moments of a spike of 40 times higher than the emotion of love and joy. And what they discovered was those were those moments when we were in our authenticity.
Ooh.
Right?
And so chills.
I don't know if I have a true opinion about whether the soul does or doesn't. I almost lean to that it is beyond the feeling of the emotion, yet in the recognition.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to describe.
The witness and having to be of the filter of the actual feeling, whatever that be, high, low, somewhere in the middle. So it's just something that all of this to say is that we're recognizing that people are feeling a lot of feelings right now. And how beautiful, because that's collective, that's community, that's, you know, that's global. That is something that I saw somebody in the comments saying that, you know, isn't that the reason why we've come here? And yes, it is. We've come here to experience and to be with the emotions that I wonder when we return to that state of spirit, if that's something that we will miss, you know, perhaps it's so it brings up a lot of questions, and I've been pondering these things in ways that I'm like, give me the answers.
Yeah.
Answers. Yeah, empathy, Kay says.
Yeah, that was beautifully said.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
I feel that empathy. I feel that, you know, holding that container, you know, if I'm going through something, I don't feel alone. I feel my higher self holding that container, holding that space, having that empathy. I know that I'm 100% loved at the highest level from my higher self and source. So yeah, beautiful. I think it also offers us an opportunity to ask questions in those moments. And it's like, what the, and you know, when you're in that place, do I need to slow down? You know, should I, you know, if I slow down and take a moment, is this going to ease, or is there something deeper I need to look at? It offers opportunities to take it even further,
right,
into deeper experience. But I feel the collective energy here is very much pushing something through. You know, if so many people in this moment in time are kind of feeling some of this angst and stuff, or whatever the emotions are, collectively we're pushing something through. We're collectively experiencing something, and there's something on the other side of this, I think.
Well, I hear your voice comes up in that, Debbie, where it's, you know, we link in those moments. We're like linking in, because that's exactly it. Sometimes we're not in the recognition that this is collective. And because so many of us are empaths, that we feel that to the, you know, the highest degree. You know, I'll share, I'm in a group with the wonderful Eileen Davies. If you guys don't know who Eileen Davies is, I think she's one of the best mediums and trance mediums of our time. And she's from the UK. I recently had her, the pleasure and honor of having her here on Vancouver Island for a week of classes and workshop. And I'm now in her trance circle. And so we do that. We practice and we experiment with the spirit if they're open to some of the experiments that we have. And in that is the questioning. So we'll sit in the trance alter states. And I was reaching to grab my paper because this was some of the questions that we sat with and put out. And if the spirit, you know, impressed upon us and wanted to work through us and speak through us. And I'll give you an example of some of the questions. One was, in the spirit world, does the soul still have goals and aspirations? And I love these kind of questions because it's not right and wrong. But it was so interesting that I'll share one more and then I'll finish. But the second one was, when we pass, is what we experience shaped by our belief systems and our conditioning? And so we're putting this out to the spirit world to be, you know, to learn and to grow. And it was so amazing that we were in all of the little breakthrough rooms, and we were in groups of 3 or 4, and even the common thread between within the group, there were commonalities in what was coming through. And then we went back to the whole group, where we went and we debriefed things, and in the sharing discovered that there was a lot of things that were being repeated in the sense of it. So I think that it's wonderful to put these questions out that we sometimes, you know, maybe wouldn't think that the spirit could also assist us in what we're going through, you know? And so asking, when we're in our mindfulness and in our meditation and sitting in the power, the reason for these things. But one other last thing, Debbie, is that I heard you say that it brings us into this moment. It actually brings us into this very present moment. And I think that has purpose. You know, I think that's, if nothing else, it actually brings us into this, into now. And that's where we're actually supposed to be, where despite the difficulty, the highs and the lows, everything is perfect in that way. So
that is so great. And because it's so easy to get right now at this moment, at this time on this planet, it is so noisy and chaotic.
Yeah.
We get drawn into it so much. We're not here in the moment. And so those things that cause us to get in those moments, it can feel painful in the moment at the time, but it does do the purpose of bringing us here. I like that.
Yeah.
Kevin, I think you just answered the question. Mic drop.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
That is spot on.
Carmen says, Kevin, I'm happy to know I'm not crazy for pondering those things.
Right?
Nope, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah. Safe to say that you're in the right crowd.
Yeah,
you're in the right community. Nothing is crazy anymore.
Nothing is crazy with this family.
Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah.
You know, and it could just be as simple as get out of your head and come back into your body and be present. And you know, because it's so easy to get wrapped up in your head and overthinking and bouncing from one thought to the next, and then suddenly we're tripping over things. And
yeah,
we do.
Yeah. Wow.
Tripping over each other.
I'm tripping right now.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. That was awesome.
Yeah, we are going to do some personal questions tonight. I see some people have put them in the chat, and I can't get over this whole chat thing. It's so amazing that finally people from all of our channels are able to see all of it. So this is going to make such a difference. I'm so grateful that they've done that. they listened,
They listened.
So that's wonderful. But do go ahead and put your questions in caps, all capital letters in the chat. Be specific as possible would be wonderful. And if you asked a question, stick around, especially when Debbie's here. Stay for the hour. Do not leave.
Only here for an hour. You can do it.
Yeah. Do not leave. Do not adjust this program or turn your dial.
I'm going to throw Richie's comment up here.
Yeah.
Hi, Richie.
Says, that's interesting. I'm wondering if the repeating or similar answers is because all of the consciousness is connected to each other, even in different groups.
Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. There is that connection for sure within the consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Richie. Good to see you. Can't wait to see you.
Yes, in the 3D. In just 3 weeks. Speaking of, oh my gosh, you guys, our retreat is in 3 weeks.
Oh, don't say that out loud.
No, seriously, it's 3 weeks.
I need to start packing.
Oh, I'm so excited. The energy of this one, I'm gonna say, for me feels different, but in the best of way. It makes my heart race, and that's which is really exciting. I know that it's going to be powerful and life-changing. And yes, we do still have thanks, Ness. So great to see you. I lost my train of thought because I felt like there was another message that was for Ness. So and I went to write it down and I forgot to write it down. But nonetheless, I'll work that out. I'll email you, Ness. But we do have spots available. So if last moment you're able to join us for the retreat portion, which is the 12th to the 15th, or the Reiki portion, or both, do reach out. We want to see you. Follow that intuition right now. And I think this is a really great time. I know there was concern and there's uncertainty that is happening for people around travel and things. But I think aside from that, these are the moments that coming together, I think, is really important. So if you do feel the call, we would love to have you for what is going to be a once in a lifetime experience again and gathering. So join us in Sedona. Sedona.
So great.
Yeah, and you guys, just so you are aware, we talked about this earlier with Linda, but this is not just for people who've been on the spiritual journey for decades. This is for everybody. Everybody is welcome. Even if you just recognize this divinity within yourself last week, it's for you. Because when we all come together with the same intention and we are working together, we're all like little batteries coming together. And then when we're all together, it just goes nuclear and there's so much expansion. And I mean, seriously, when I say we floated out of there, we floated out of there. But all of us did. I mean, we're all on the wheel of development and evolution, and we don't stop. So it doesn't matter where you are in your journey, you're welcome. And
yeah, I think the ego gets in there, and that initial knowing or call or intuition telling you that you need to be a part of it, and then the ego gets in there and tells us otherwise, that we're not ready yet, it's do this, it's all of these other reasons. But I think sometimes if we funneled down to that initial pull, and not just for the retreat, but in most things, it can be very, it can be the guidance from our higher self, from our guides that
completely.
Thanks.
Completely. Now, and J Cat Lady says, are y'all going to be looking for UFOs while you're out there?
Yes. They're going to be looking for us. We have a relationship with them. They're like, oh, this group again.
Exactly.
We like them. Yeah, absolutely we are.
Fogo Pogo says, hi, Fogo Pogo. I'm starting to pack next weekend, Debbie. Also still working on knitting some little goodies for everyone. Only 17 more to go.
Wow.
Oh, sweet.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
I always think that I want to start knitting.
It's
I
good.
feel it's very therapeutic.
Knitting or crocheting, both of those are very...
The creation of like whatever it might be, but
centers you to hear.
Yes.
Speaking of centering.
All right. Should we get started?
Yeah.
Do it. Debbie, would you like to choose the first?
You take the honors.
The honors. Here we go. These are all beautiful comments.
Aww.
Yes.
And thanks to Brianna, who is backstage.
Oh, everybody say hi to Brianna. Thank you, Brianna.
The one and only. Ooh.
All right. Miss Charlotte.
Hi, Miss Charlotte.
Hi, Miss Charlotte. I'd like to know if I should look for another employer. A lot of cuts at my company. Thank you. Oof. And before I dive into this, I do want to recognize, because it's just come up again, for the family that's here, and not necessarily in the chat, but those who are watching that maybe don't have access to doing the chat, or just don't do the chat. I feel an overwhelming sense of there's some grief going on. There's a release there, energy movement, I want to call it, but it's grieving. So I just want to say as a whole, before diving into this question, that Spirit wants, grief is something that moves through you. And so to sit with it too long can be overwhelming. But know that we're wrapping you up. And this whole family that's here, we are all about love and wrapping that grief up and holding it with you. So if you are in the chat and you are one of those who are feeling the grief, if you feel comfortable, just go ahead and let us know, so we can just wrap you up a little even more.
Yeah.
But yeah, the grief feeling. There's something about grief going on.
Thanks, Debbie. I can feel that.
All right, Miss Charlotte, another employer. Is it time to move?
I feel like you need to have a plan, Charlotte. I absolutely feel like you need to have a plan. And I also feel like this potential shift for you, like I want to remind you that rejection is spirit's protection. That should that happen, it's happening for a reason. There's divine timing wrapped all around this. And I do feel like that I really want to encourage you to have a plan. In other words, start looking, start talking to people, start putting the words out there. It feels very collaborative to me. I don't think it'll be that difficult for you. I feel like there's going to be somebody who knows somebody, you know, that also knows you and what you're bringing to the table. So yes, I have a plan.
Do you want to go, Deb?
Sure. You know, the main thing that your spirit team, I feel, is saying is they've got you. And whatever, and yes, we always, it's nice to have that plan, but know that at the end of it all, it's for your highest and best good. But yes, start out with that. Be on top of things. You're the boss of, you know, you and your journey, free will, and like that. Be on top of that. But I just feel like this is really, if you have to make a move, it's going to be a good one for you.
Yeah.
And look at this outcome. It's super hopeful and fulfilling. So even though it's not comfortable in it sometimes, in the movement, the outcome for you is really good.
I love it. I love Jeffrey's little clap.
I do too.
I got the transformation card and the openness, and I was feeling similar to Jeffrey, Debbie. I do feel kind of like in the next 3 months, things are going to be really quite telling, but holding on to the energy of that transformation, that this is actually, even because it's the security, you know, and you even just in asking the question, it's your intuition, you know, things are looking a certain way. So that preparedness, being proactive about it. And also I want to point out that the energy of the bear came in before, as soon as you asked the question, I saw the energy of the bear, and it's this, you know, that you're protected. There's this sense of bravery, but that you are supported in this. You're not alone in it. Sure, sometimes we were talking about this earlier, the experiences can be bumpy, but where they take us, the learning, the growth, the new experiences, that feels like it will, you'll be in good, you'll be good. Things will be okay for you. So I do feel a sense of yeah, do be prepared.
Yes, Charlotte, at the end of it, you're going to be like, oh, thank God I lost that job.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just want to recognize all the folks who, all the family that wrote in and spoke out their grief. We are holding that space with you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
I want to go with Chippa. Chip makes a great question here. There we go. Chip says, are there any rules to getting a reading? No. We go where spirit drives us. Chip's been having some crazy dreams and making a lot of change, just a little lost at the minute.
It kind of speaks to what we were talking about at the beginning of our time together tonight.
Yeah.
And those crazy dreams. Oh, you guys, family, raise your hand if you've been having the crazy dreams with Chip. Yes.
Yes. I can start if you want.
Go ahead.
We read on this. Yeah, it was interesting because I instantly heard that it was a way of for us to filter some of the subconscious. So just little fragments. That's why sometimes dreams, they just have all of these layers to them, and we want to know the meaning of it when it seems kind of abstract. But sometimes just simply it's a way of filtering out the energy. And so not interesting, not by coincidence, I got the Fool's Embrace, which is the transmuting pain. So that's just one example of how the dream state. And then I also got the empty well, which is time to...
I had to drop the mic again for you.
Which is the time to replenish. So I don't know what your dreams are, but maybe that'll make sense to you, that Spirit's inviting you to take a look where you might, the well might be empty, and that you can replenish and filter and refill some of those areas. So it feels like within your energy that you're going through a lot. So even in the non-dream state, and sometimes there's this mesh of the two. So that's what I'm picking up on.
And we had 1 billion people raise their hand. So Chip, you're not alone in the crazy dream area. Lots of people raising their hand on that. And the transmuting of that energy while you're sleeping in your dream state, that's for everyone here. Yes. We're doing a lot of transmuting energy right now. We're working hard, you guys.
Yes.
And so that's a big one. But you can go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of these dreams, and I've had night terrors my entire life since I was a little kid. I still have crazy dreams, very, very active. And the doctor actually offered me medication, and I refused it because I feel like that the dream state brings us so much information and spirit within the dream state. I don't want to cut myself off on that, but I completely understand the crazy dreams. The crazy dreams they literally can just be a reflection of what's going on inside. And when we are feeling chaotic and ungrounded and afraid, and am I going to lose my house, or am I going to lose my mother, or am I going to lose my child? We can be completely a wreck on the inside. And that comes out in crazy, wild nightmares, dreams. And that's understandable. But there are times when spirit is also at the helm and coming through with some really big messages, a lot of healing. So I highly recommend that you, keep a journal by your bed. Wake up. If you just write down a couple of words, it'll just ping that memory. It's just so helpful. It's so helpful. And Chip too, I feel like you're also leveling up. I feel like your intuition, your spiritual senses are coming more online in a way that also makes you feel like, okay, what is going on here? Like I'm losing my mind a little bit, but yeah.
Chip, this isn't a question you have to answer or anything, and I feel like it's just something to hold or kind of look at for yourself. But I feel like there's a possibility that the ground has kind of shaken underneath you, and it's like, who am I? What am I here for? Those types of questions, although I know that you've probably asked those questions before, but it's something has shaken you up a bit and thrown you off footing, I guess, a little bit of what your spirit team is showing me. And all these things are kind of pulling you back. And again, this is taking us back to what we were talking about, to now, to being in the now, and who you are. And this is you generally. Here you are, the King of Pentacles, very solid, secure, someone that people feel secure around. But somehow we lost our way from that, and not acknowledging who we are, and bringing you back to your higher self and purpose. And you have both the Lovers and the Two of Cups here. And the Lovers card is a lot about aligning with your higher self, and we talked about that as well tonight. And this is all about kind of bringing back to now, aligning.
Well done, Chip. 1 month.
That's amazing.
Oh, wonderful, Chip.
Yeah. You know what? You get this. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Okay. I love it. And your pom-poms. Where are your pom-poms, Jeffrey?
I keep meaning to order them.
You need to order them. I see them as glitter and light and music. All right. Thanks for being here, Chip. Thanks for your question. And Alyssa, who is new, welcome to you as well. And Sharon Sipe, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, Sharon, hi.
Haven't seen you in a bit. It's so great to see you. Alrighty, I think it's my turn, is it not?
Go for it.
Okay. Let's see. There was one that was a house-related one, Jeffrey, started as you were talking, because as you were saying, like losing a house, I saw there was someone that was sharing that I think they said losing a house. I think I started.
Jeffrey, so far, Kevin's gotten 2 mic drops, so we have to see if we can get one too.
I don't fare well under pressure.
Totally. Me neither. This wasn't it, but this one jumped out. So Gwen Jones, hi Gwen, need something positive in my life. Do you see anything for me? Thank you. Well, I see you, and that is a positive thing. So let's see. Let us just see.
Oh, Gwen.
I'll just go because it's quite interesting. I love this deck. It's the Wisdom of the Elders Oracle deck, Sean Leonard. And interesting enough, it's the affirmations card and it's the water card. So I feel like in this current of the emotion that everybody's feeling, all these different things, sometimes we need to be that affirmation for ourselves. And so there is that daily practice of, standing in the mirror or wherever to remind ourselves who we truly are, despite some of the noise and the interference, distractions. So as simple as that might sound, those can be life-changing, the positive affirmations of who we truly are. And sometimes we need to, I know when I started to do them, I felt a bit silly. And I actually, in truth, I didn't actually, which is the other card, which is the truth card. I didn't believe myself, or I didn't feel what I was actually saying. I would see this reflection in the mirror and I was thinking, am I saying this for somebody else? Until it finally, till I finally heard it enough times that I actually truly felt it. So perhaps try the affirmations, Gwen.
It's so funny, Kevin, because right when we were both starting to talk at the same time, but what I was hearing from your spirit team, Gwen, was is these negative or these challenging narratives that you carry. Whether people, I think it's more likely that other people have spoken this into your life or over you, that you hold on to, whether it's from your childhood and it's one of your parents' voices in your ear, or anybody in your life, and being intentional. It's time to start standing and loving yourself, and standing in the mirror, and affirmations, and changing those narratives. The narratives also come from the world around us. The world constantly tells us that we're lacking, but you're not.
Mm.
And I also saw you like pausing and seeing the flowers for the first time in a long time. So it literally changes how we view the world and how we experience our world around us when we're in that state where we have these challenging narratives playing out. We miss the flowers, metaphorically. And your card, Kevin, had that flower.
Mm.
So wanting to, lots of healing, letting go of all these swords in your back. But here's your healing and the new perspective coming in for you. Standing in that strength of who you are, and standing in the truth of who you are, and changing that narrative. And then you have this beautiful sun coming in, and the flowers there too. So it's just one little step at a time. You don't need to dive into it, but just even changing one word, that I stand in the energy of gratefulness today, and doing that every day. And all of a sudden you see the flowers around you because you've come into this moment. Beautiful.
Yeah, Gwen, I can feel you. I can feel you from here. I can feel your heart. I can see the pink all around you. And the pink tells me that you have a way of leading with compassion and leading with acceptance. You have this ability to see and meet people where they are. And I can also see a lot of green around you that tells me that you've been also doing a lot of healing, this deep healing, like one of you said, I can't remember which one of you said it, but there's this healing that's happening with you. And having said, I know that I can feel that within you, where you can meet people where they are. I really want to encourage you to turn that around on yourself. Really recognize who you are and that you're worth it. And all of those voices in the past, they don't matter. They were never truth to begin with. And it feels to me like you are in this place of your own leveling up, where we're talking through this healing, leveling up, spiritually leveling up, and growth is painful. I mean, growth is painful. It's uncomfortable. It's scary. And what does it mean at the end of the day, right? I love, Kevin, how you were talking about doing these affirmations, because affirmations were really hard for me at first too. I felt like I was lying to myself. Like I wasn't buying it. But in that healing that we do, we start to make space for our own truth. And we start to recognize that within ourselves, because we've seen it in others so often, and now we're seeing it in ourselves. So I just want to remind you that you're doing an amazing job. It is hard, and you keep going too. And I think this is for a lot of people here.
Yeah,
a lot of people here. There's so many empaths.
I'm glad you're here, Gwen. That's so great. What I take away from both of your readings is that we have choice. In any given moment, we have choice, and sometimes we need to be reminded of that. And the choices that we make impact and influence our lives, our reality. Need to have that little bit of a perspective switch in order to go, okay, I'm going to do it a little different just for the moment. And then as we were talking, Jeffrey, when you brought the affirmations up, if it's difficult to say it to yourself and actually feel it, what if we considered, and there's 111 of you in here right now, which I know Spirit's prompting us, what if we turned it and we spoke to ourselves through the lens of our loved ones or the Spirit, in ways that would affirm who we really are, until we actually felt that we could speak that with truth, our own self and soul. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Wonderful. Blessings, Gwen.
Mm-hmm. I think, Debbie, you're up.
I think so.
Go, Debbie, go.
Okay. Here I go. This one looks fun.
Eveline. Oh, I haven't seen you for so long. It's nice to see you. Sorry.
Is that how you say her name?
That's how I've always said it. I think we say Eveline.
Okay. All right. I said Evelyn, and then you said it totally different. So I thought maybe I had it wrong.
I think she once said it's either or. So you go for it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, hello. And she says, my sister and I decided to buy a multi-family home together. Will it work out for us? Gosh, I felt so much.
Well.
Yeah, I felt so much joy around this.
I did too.
Yeah. You know, anytime you look at that.
Happiness.
That's so great.
Beautiful.
However, Eveline, I've just got hit with the nudge that I need to remind you that to keep the communication open and fluid and authentic and real. I don't feel like that's a real big problem between you two, but I just got the nudge to remind you. I wonder if Eveline is still here.
Yeah. Check in. Say hello.
Let us know.
Let us know. Yeah, I sense that you will be able to work through any challenges that present itself pretty well. Because I think you're right, Jeffrey. I think there is a good communication style between them. And, you know, the ability to communicate and say whatever needs to be said. And, you know, their egos don't get hurt. But with anybody, if you are sharing a space for an amount of time, and the noise of the world comes in, and you're at the end of yourself, there may be some challenges, but you all will know how to work through that. I just instantly felt a lot of joy around this decision.
Okay, they're here. Perfect. And just to echo what they've both said is, I got the communication card, I got the listen card, and the balance. And so I think there is that strong energy around, you know, being clear within the communication. So, and we can do that with kindness. You know, we can do that with compassion, because I think there will be a little bit of a learning curve when sharing a new space with someone. And it feels like there's more than one person. I don't know if there's more to the family dynamic, but I think that with the intention and your vision being to make this work, and both coming from that place of wanting to make it work, I think it's going to be fantastic, which was the initial energy of stepping into that question, was like, yeah, feels really good. And I think a lot more people are doing that, where they're, you know, buddying up, where they've lived alone before because of different circumstances, choosing to be in community, whether that be one other person or many. So there you go.
If you want to see it in the cards, just what everybody's saying.
Nice.
You have the Queen of Cups, that Wheel of Fortune right there in the middle, and that Three of Cups as the outcome. So that really speaks to that it does have that joy feel, has that loving feel to it, and it's overall like fate, meant to be.
Yeah, it overall feels great. Like, I feel like they could have fun together, you know?
That's that Three of Cups for sure.
Yep. Yep.
Janet. Hi, Janet. I've been talking all day, so I'm not heavy. I'm just, my voice is not used to it.
Lots of talking. I think maybe, Janet, you're also picking up on some of the energy that we were speaking of earlier.
Yeah.
And Debbie was pointing that out. So thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Joffrey.
Okay, I see. I just going to go right to, I saw Mark. I'm going to go right to Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Thank you for being here.
Hi, Mark.
Welcome.
Do you see me getting any new clients or money coming my way?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
When this lit up for me as on the comments over here, and I knew I was supposed to take it, I immediately felt an absolute yes for you, Mark. I felt an absolute yes. However, I feel like that you're in the space right now where it's time to get extra creative. It's time to go places where you wouldn't have thought to go to find these clients. What you have to offer, those people need you and they just don't know you're there yet. So I really want to encourage you to look outside of the box. But I know you're creative. I can see that all around you. But yes, but the answer is yes. It's going to take a little extra work.
Love it. I saw instantly the lion. And so I know that August, it's like what's that card in the deck? Waking the lion, waking the inner lion. I can see the deck and I can see they're showing me that card. So there's a hit on August, and the card that I got was the summer card 22, which is a really, it says activation there. What was interesting, I also got the change card and the divine timing. But what they showed me was also, maybe this isn't so old school, but the old Rolodex. And it was like you kind of dusting off the old Rolodex because you have all of these like this history of all of these people who could send you people. Some of them might want to work with you again, but some of them know people that would want to work with you. So it's a little bit of almost like an element of humility in it to ask people to help you in this process, because you're so, Mark, I actually know you, and you're so like, I would help you as best I could. And I know everybody that knows you would help you as best they could. Sometimes we just have to let them know that we need help. And so I think there's this element of humility, like I said, you asking, I feel like it will be like, it's almost like it'll open up the taps and you will have the abundance. You'll have the flow of the clients that you are reaching out for.
The energy that I stepped into with this, Mark, is you are the man. You're like the one that I don't know what you do, but you make it safe for people to whatever you do. You hold that space, so to speak, for your clients, whatever that is. I threw some cards, and here you are, and it speaks to who you are. You're that solid. You're the true businessman. So whatever you do, you're doing it well. And I feel like you have all the tools to do it, but that Emperor and that King of Pentacles energy together, that's pretty solid. I also have, so you have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands coming in. I mean, yeah, so this is new creative ways coming in, and plus, putting that that overflow of new emotion behind it, energizing. So it's energized, creative. All this new energy is right there for you, and your outcome can't get any better than the 10 of Pentacles.
Oh.
I know.
That's it, Mark. Nice job. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Yeah, Mark.
So good.
You're the man.
You are the man. That's so great. Okay. I'm going to do this one. This jumped out too. Donna Woodford. Hi, will my house construction permit come through without delay and the access road be repaired before the move-in date? Okay, so construction permit and then access road complete.
I don't know. Donna, where do you live? Do you live in California? All right. I'm teasing Donna. Okay.
Let's see.
Construction permit come through. Oof. Whoa. There's a lot of energy in this one.
Construction permit.
I feel there's been a lot of angst around this whole thing.
Oh, I feel that in my stomach for sure.
Whoa, Donna, so sorry. So there's a lot there. But you've put all the work in, you're very diligent, you're on top of things. I feel like Spirit wants you to they're saying it's okay to kind of release some of that angst that you're holding in your body. It's okay. You don't have to hold it you holding that angst isn't going to make something happen, but it will help you. You know how we do that? I do that. You guys probably don't. But yeah, I feel like it's right on the line, right on the minute. So, yeah, I did pull a card, but this is for entertainment purposes only when I do the timing cards, but it says faster than you think. It's not helpful.
This one's making me, I can feel the energy around it as well. I feel anxious about it. So I'm just releasing that, but it's two-parted and they wanted me to look at like each part because there's such strong energy in both of them. I don't know if the fall or winter is the goal for the move-in or if that's the expected permit time. Something in this moment, it's almost a bit uncertain. If I'm being completely honest, it's a little uncertain to the lining up. Because what I heard was, what I wrote down was mission accomplished, but that the order of it, like it's going to end up okay, but it's like the order of the way that you asked the question, it's like one before the other. I don't know if that makes any sense. Other than I'm a little, I feel like it's with all of the other aspects that are contributing to each happening. I don't know if that's helpful.
Is Donna here?
Donna Woodford, are you in the house?
Are you in the house? Because I have.
She's actually asking, am I going to be in the house? Never mind.
I know, that's funny. So better late than never in fall time. So you said fall, so I want to.
Jeffrey, what are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel the resistance around it. I feel the resistance of that it's not on her time. Interestingly, the card that came up for you, Donna, is divine timing and trust. And I do feel like it's going to be right up to the line, if not a little bit over. Like if there's a date that you're planning on moving in, it'll be close. Don't be surprised if it's not that date. Yeah, but there's so many moving parts, and I just really want to encourage you to exhale, because it's going to, it will work out, and it will absolutely work out. Before we close out, it's after 6. I want to go to Brianna. Somebody just wrote about their dog having to go to heaven tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's 16 months.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pixie girl. Oh, Pixie girl, we're wrapping you up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sweetheart, I'm so sorry that you're going through this, but you absolutely need to know more than anything, Ollie is ready.
Yeah, and astounding, I heard that it was time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to pretend. I literally just went through this, and interesting Pixie girl. Jake was 16 as well, and we know, and we need that external validation so often, so that we feel like we're not going to make the wrong mistake. Just the energy in it, that it's already scheduled, I feel is very telling that you know that it's time. And I feel like you actually had that conversation with the dog, and that the dog reassured you that it was time. And I think you're making one of the most beautiful decisions on behalf of that love and that bond that you have with the dog. It never feels like it is the right time. But yeah, I'm here. Thank you all. We have only been apart 2 nights his whole life. Wow.
Oh, Pixie girl. Yeah, he shows me him looking at you. He's holding your grief in his heart closely, because grief to him is just an extension of love, and he's holding that close to him. He's saying that yes, it's okay, and he's ready. He understands. He's remembering some times of his memories of being silly with you and doing silly things. He says you're silly. He says you can be silly, and he loves that silly part of you, and he wants you never to not, don't lose that part of you where you're just silly. He loves that, and he loved being silly with you. And now I'm getting emotional because I feel his emotion.
I can feel it too. Yeah.
Pixie girl, did you feed him peanut butter? Was that one of his favorites? I can smell peanut butter. I just got a whiff of the peanut butter. I'm curious. We're all holding space for you.
Yes, we are.
The whole chat.
Makes everything funny. Yeah, we love to make everything funny.
And Pixie girl, just know, our pets try to reach out to us just like our loved ones, our human people do. So be aware, be extra vigilant in with your awareness. Oh, he got cheeseburgers today.
Yay. Yay.
Yeah, because he's going to be reaching out to you.
Aww.
Yeah. Well, you guys, thank you
so
much.
We love you, Ollie. We love you.
Bless.
I do love you. It's one of my favorite things to do.
All right. Well, blessings, everyone. Thank you, Jeffrey and Kevin, for allowing me to share this space with you, and all the love of the family.
Yes. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So we'll see you next Wednesday.
Yes.
Next Wednesday. Same time, same place.
Debbie, you want to join us?
Yes, Debbie, come back.
Debbie, come back. So don't account.
It's a song. I love you guys.
Love you.
Love you too.
All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much for all that you do. We'll see you all again.